Hi, my name's Adam Kirk. I'm an SEO, have been for about the last 10 years or so, and specialise in helping e-commerce stores rank more effectively within Google so that they can bring in more organic traffic and, importantly, rely less and spend less on Google Ads. I've been recording videos for a few weeks now, and here's a new one, and I'm going to do something a little bit different today in that I'm going to do a bit of a quick fire round. I've picked one search term, I've got half a dozen companies, and I'm going to pick out one thing they're doing well and one thing they could improve upon. I've picked a topic that's not affected by Christmas. We're about 10 days away from Christmas as I record this. I wanted to choose a niche that was less volatile at this time of year, so I've gone down the knitting route, of which I know very little about. I looked at the keyword knitting supplies and I've gone straight to page 2. There are sites ranking on page 1 with DRs of 9, 10 and 11, so it's not particularly hard to get onto the first page. So let's start then with black sheep wools. From a positive perspective, and I am going to try and limit myself to just one positive and one negative. From a positive perspective, they've got a really well managed menu. They've got dozens of categories and it's very clean menu, very well managed, easy to use from a customer's perspective, and I suspect from Google's perspective when it comes to crawling the site. The thing that they could do much better is optimize their category pages. So this is patterns and books, supposedly optimized for blankets, but actually all we've got is a search page. So we haven't got blankets in the title, it doesn't say blankets in any of the text, it doesn't say blankets in the meta description or the meta title, and consequently this page is ranking somewhere around page 3 or 4, even though it's not a particularly competitive or difficult to rank for keyword, and so a lot of effort doesn't need to be made for black sheep to rank on the first page for that term. And no doubt many of their other category pages that are suffering the same fate for the same reason. The next result on the page was Fine Fettle Fibres. Fabulous name, great to say. The thing that these guys are doing well, really nicely laid out product page, very bold images, very bright, clearly describes what the product is, which is great. What they're not doing so well is a load of space is being lost to all of this stuff at the top of the page. So we've got this message here which we can close, but then I've got a really messy menu that could be tidied up. If you see the previous example, their menu was loads better. So my recommendation for these guys, especially if I go to their homepage, is tidy this up, reduce all this space, get this further up the page, and then your call to action is visible and a lot more likely that somebody is going to take that action. My other advice would be, don't make your call to action a subscribe one, make it a buy this or check that. Let's move on to Love Wool. They were the next result on page 2. I liked what they were doing on the products page here with the you may also like. They're also using recommended products, but it's a little bit self-serving, selling your carrier bag, and I would have ironed that as well before I took an image of it and put it on my website. Recommended products ought to be something that suits the customer, and that will increase your basket size. So as a result of that, both your customer and your turnover win. And since you're doing such a great job of the you may also like, there's no reason that the recommended products shouldn't be working hard for you as well. Where these guys are losing out is on their category pages, and we've seen examples of this already. But their patterns and books is an example. This is children's patterns and books, and you can see it's the highlight here. It's just a search page, so it's not optimized at all. There's no content on the page, no language, no copy content. It's just links to products. And if I look at the description for this page, I've got knitting and crochet pattern books. It talks about toys, Christmas, and then arguably wasted characters at the end here. And then the description, our range of knitting and crochet patterns and books from children's toys to Christmas decorations, all fine on the face of it. However, I skip over to their men's page for patterns and books for men's clothes, and I look at the same information, and I've got the very same information. There is no difference here, and again, no copy on the page, and nothing to suggest that these are patterns and books for men's jumpers, or whatever it might be. So again, an easy win for optimizing. Our next quick win is No Frills Knitting. They do have standard category pages. This is a separate page and it's quite a specific headline. Let's take the positive. That's a win. That's better than some of their competitors are doing. These guys have got a DR of 9, so they are challenged to get spaces on the first page of Google, but they're available. They could do this, and the improvement they could make would be just to optimize this category page, or optimize their category page generally. So no copy here, no meta description for Google to hang its hat on. So just a little bit more information would go a long way to helping No Frills rank more effectively in the search results. Our next contender is Laughing Hens, and I'm on the Bamboo Yarn page, and you'll see why in a second. What these guys are doing really well is they've got some copy talking about bamboo yarn, and it's a great header. And if I scroll down the page, they've actually got a subheading as well with a relevant keyword. Now this is actually set as an H3, and there are a lot of H3s on the page and there are no H2s. So the immediate changes, I would make that an H2, so to say to Google, actually this is an important element of the page. I know I swore I'd only stick to one, but there are a couple of things that are worth pulling out here. The first is that this is a keyword stuffed page. So if I do a search on bamboo knitting wool, you can see it appears 10 times in the copy of the page, and there are fewer than 300 words of copy. So 30% of the words are the search phrase that I'm guessing this page is tackling. That is keyword stuffing. Google can see through that. So that needs to be toned down. The other thing I found, which was more by accident, was that when I changed the currency to pounds, because I'm in the UK, I was taken to this page, which is actually on a completely different site. So this is laughinghens.com, this is laughinghens.us, and they are different pages because they're different websites, and they're using slightly different copy. I guess they're trying to do to prevent cannibalization. But there's a specific tag called hreflang that you would use to tell Google that these pages are meant to be the same content. It's just we've tailored one for America and one for the UK, and that's fine. Google's okay with that. You can host them on the same page. It's not a problem. As it is, you've set yourself up to compete with yourself, and I suspect that is a problem and a rather large negative. So if I was to come and do SEO on this site, I would very quickly be figuring out how to effectively merge the two sites. Let's move on to Knitwell Wools. These are a DR11 site, as was the Laughing Hen site that we've just been to, and there are DR11 sites ranking on page 1, so no reason why these guys can't. I like their homepage. It's very clean, it's very tidy, it's got a call to action above the fold, it's got the phone number at the top, it's got trust signals with the reviews here. I love it. I think it's really well designed. What they're not doing so well is the product pages. So if I go over to Christmas wool pack, it doesn't say the word wool or yarn at all on the page anywhere. And as you may have just noticed from the homepage, it's not linked to at all from there, which would be an obvious place to put it given that it's a Christmas targeted product. We are 10 days away from Christmas. Consequently, they've got 32 left. But if they'd have optimized the page and they'd have linked to it from their homepage, this banner at the top would have been ideal to promote that just for the month of December. I suspect they'd have cleared out quite easily because I had a look at how competitive Christmas wool is and not at all. So they could have ranked on page 1 fairly easily for that term. And then our final visit is Mrs. Moon. Now these are a DR46. This is a really powerful site. And they are doing some things really well. Their product page, for example, is pretty much an exemplar of a product page. Really well laid out, great images you may also like. There's a link to the product. There's a link to other products that you might want to buy alongside it. There's a video link showing you how to use it. All fantastic. But as an SEO, you can always find something that can be done better. And it's the two sides of the coin for their blog. So the positive side of the blog is that they do it, which is great because practically none of the others that we've looked at have a blog, and they committed to it. They publish on a weekly basis and have been for quite some time. the could do better is the blog's focus. It doesn't appear to be strategically focused on winning more traffic. It seems to be that it's there for existing followers and existing customers, which is fine. You know, there is nothing wrong with looking after your existing customers. But they're missing a trick here. Such a powerful site, they could certainly be generating more traffic through their blog. And as an example, I opened this Hello Dolly page, which is a bit of a pun for anybody that knows WordPress of old. And it's about making your own fabric dolls at home, but it's not targeting that keyword. And again, this is a really easy keyword to rank for, and they've done a great job. There's lots of copy in here, there's lots of imagery, there's lots of links to their products, all makes perfect sense. But they haven't optimized the page to rank for making dolls at home keywords, and they could absolutely win that term. What they should be doing at the end of this blog is funneling people to buy the kit that will help them, or produce a list of products, a ready collated list of products that can be added to the basket. There's a big opportunity waiting to be grabbed there. So in summary, we've seen a lot of variety on page 2. There are some common factors though. Lots of sites not optimizing product pages and not optimizing category pages. And frankly, it's borderline criminal as an e-commerce website owner to not have optimized category pages. That's where your money's coming from. That's what's going to bring in people searching for your products, and that's what's going to free you from the tyranny of Google ad spend. And excitingly, it's not particularly technical stuff. A lot of business owners think that SEO is some kind of dark art and there's a lot of mystery out there. Most of it, 80-90% of it's fairly straightforward. Right for Google as if you were explaining something to a 5-year-old. You know, get it so it's really obvious, and Google reads your page and goes, okay, I know what that page is about. And you'll be surprised how little competition there is out there for some of these niches. So let's wrap up. If you own your own e-commerce website and you recognize some of these problems, if you'd like some help with that, whether that's just a conversation about what you should be looking at, or you'd like some guidance on the keywords you target or what a good category page looks like, or if you'd like to offload the whole thing to someone like me who's got a decade of experience making pages like this rank well, then scan this QR code by the side of my head, or drop down into the comments below and make contact with me. I'll be more than happy to jump on a video call with you and see if I can help, or even just point you in the right direction for how you can help yourself. And who knows, next Christmas you might be making a lot more money off the back of it. That's it for this week. Take care. See you next time.